So, I met an alien. I'm Grace.
Welcome to the Hail Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Dr. Gray.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Rocky.
You are the greatest human I have ever met.
No, these are just for social media.
Amazing.
Welcome to the Hail Mary. You're welcome, Dr. Gray.
Thank you, Mary.
What's so funny?
The pool thing?
No, these are just for social media.
So, I met an alien.
To find someone to be grateful. You are the greatest human I have ever met. It's a joke.
The story begins in deep space inside a mysterious spacecraft called the Halle Mary. A man suddenly wakes up. He is confused. He does not know where he is. He does not even remember his own name at first. His body feels weak and he struggles to move. Slowly he realizes he is instead some kind of medical pod. This man is Rayland Grace. At the start, Grace has almost completely memory loss. He cannot remember his past, his mission, or why he is in space. Everything feels strange and unfamiliar. Even simple things like walking or thinking clearly are difficult for him. As the looks around the ship, he discovers something shocking. There was three crew members on his mission, but now the other two are dead. Their bodies are still inside their pods. This man, Greece, is now completely alone, floating in space, far away from Earth. As time space, Grace slowly began to recover his memory. It happened in small pieces like flashback. He starts remembering that he was not always an astronaut. Before all this, he was just a middle school science teacher. He lived a normal life teaching kids and enjoying simple things. Everything changed when something terrific happened to the sun. Also, the scientists around the world noticed that the sun was slowly losing energy. The problem, the sun is drying. Scientists around the world noticed that the sun was slowly losing energy. It was become becoming dimmer. At first, people do not panic, but soon the problem becomes serious. A strange line appears between the sun and Venus. Scientists call it as a Petrov line. After studying it, he discovered something unbelievable: a microscopy life from a draining energy from sun. They named it at astropad. Astrophage is astrophage is not like normal. It is a space microorganism that can observe and store high amount of energy. It feed on sunlight and multiples quickly. Even rose it cannot be destroyed easily. It blocks all radiation. It separates across space. Because of this, the sun is losing energy. And if the sun gets weaker, Earth will be extremely cold, crops will die, humanity could get exit within 30 years. This is not just a problem, this is the end of the world. Inters even start. At this point, a powerful government agent named Eva Strict appears. She is not a normal official. She has full authority over the interior world rescuers. Her mission is simple: have immunity at any cost. He approaches He approached Rayland Grace because of their scientific background, even thought he is now a teacher. He used to be a molecular biologist. Strats asked him to help study of the astropage. At first, Grace is unsure. He cannot a hero. He is just a ordinary man, but slowly he gets involved in the research. Discovering the true, Grace began studying astropage closely. He discovered something important. Astropage used carbon dioxide from the winds to produce. It stores massive energy like a battery. It travels between stars. But then scientists found something even more shocking. This problem is not only happening in our solar system. Other stars are always being infected. However, one star is not affected. The star is Q Katu Ceti. The only hope, Katu Ceti. Tau Ceti become humanity only hope. Scientists believe that something near Ceti is stopping astropage. If they can understand why, they might save Earth. So a plan is created. Project Halle Mary. The plan is called Project Halle Mary. He is a desperate mission. A spaceship will be sent to the city of Tau Ceti. But there is a problem. The mission is one way. The crew will never return. Instead, they will send information back using small probes called battles. Beetles. This means the astronauts must sacrifice their lives on Earth. The crew's three astronauts are selected, also Jova pilot, engineer, and scientificist. Grace is not part of the crew, at least one at first. Tragedy before launch. During an extreme experiment with astropage, something goes wrong. A disaster happening in the lab. The explosion kills Big Dew begins the main scientific. Now the mission has been serious problem. There is no time to train a new scientist. Grace big decision. Stress turned to Grace. She asked him to join the mission, but Grace refused. He is afraid. He does not want to die in space. He chose his own life over the mission. Forced mission. Stress cannot accept failure. He believes saying humanity is more important than a person's choice. So he can make a hard decision. Grace is dragging. He is placed on the spacecraft without his consent. This is why at the beginning of the story Grace wake up confused. He never chose his this mission. He was forced into it. Back to the present space. Now everything makes scene. Grace remember who he is, why he is there, what his mission is, what this mission is. He is the last hope of humanity and he is completely alone. Arrival at the city. After a long journey, Grace finally reached the other star where the energy is available of the sun. The name is Tau Ceti. But something unaccepted happens. He detects another object at first. He thinks it is a debris, but then he realizes it is another spaceship and it is not human. First contact. The unknown ship approaches him. A tunnel cannot the two ship. A tunnel connects the two ships. Grace is terrified. He is about to meet an alien life form. And also the movie get a remarkable positive response. The strong spaceship slowly come closer to Grace's ship. Grace is very nervous. He has never seen an alien before. He does not know if the alien is friendly or dangerous. The alien ship connects to the Halle Mary, a single tunnel made of the strange material. Grace later names this material. It looks strong and unusual. Grace carefully watched the airlock. Then the alien appear. Meet Rocky. The alien looks very different from the humans. It has a rock-like body. It has multiple legs. It moves like a strange way. Grace decide to call the alien Rocky. At first, Grace cannot understand Rocky at all. Rocky does not speak like human. Instead, Rocky uses sound and vibrate to communicate. Learning to communicate, Grace realizes something important. Rocky cannot see like humans. Rocky uses like beats. So Grace start experimenting. Experimenting. He used sound, math, and patterns to communicate. Slowly, step by step, they begin to understand each other. It is not easy, but both of them are intelligent. Both of them want to communicate. After some time, they finally succeed. Grace and Rocky now talk. Grace and Rocky can now talk. Trust begin. Once they understanding each other, they share their stories. Grace tells Rocky about Earth, the sun losing energy, astropage. Rocky also share his story. The scene create much attention of each other, humans and the alien. Rocky missions. Rocky is from the another planet. His space his space is very different from the humans. He is also on a mission to save his own world, and surprisingly, his world has the same problem. Their star is also being attacked by astropage. This means humans are not alone. The danger is universal. Tragedy on the both sides. Rocky tells Grace something sad. He was not alone on his ship. He had a crew, but now all of them are die. Grace realizes something. The same things happen on the ship. Both of them are alone and serious. This creates a strong emotional connection between them. Dangerous environments. Rocky and Grace cannot live in the same environment. Humans need oxygen. Rocky needs a completely different atmosphere almost. Also, Rocky world is very hot. Humans cannot survive in that heat. So that find a solution. Living tragedy safety. Rocky create a small skilled container. Inside it he can live safely. Grace modify his ship. He build small tunnels so Rocky can move around. Now they can work together without danger. Working as a team, Grace and Rocky start doing experiment together. They study astropage, they share ideas, they help each other solve problem. There is a very important part of the story. Two different species from different worlds working together from survival. We discover a special planet while studying the system. They found something interesting. There is a planet near the city. The name is Adrene. This planet has something special. The predators of the astropage. On Adrene, they discover a new life from the organization eats the organism eats astropage. Grace means it to base. This was a brick thought because if they destroy astropage, they then it can save the star. This means Earth can be saved. Hope of humanity. Grace become very excited. For the first time, there is real hope. He start working on growing the Tamobabe, studying how it works, finding a way to use it on Earth. Rocky helps him at every step. Rocky kindness. Also, Grace tells Rocky something sad. He say, "I cannot go back to the Earth because this mission was one way. There is no enough fuel." But Rocky does not something amazing. But Rocky does something amazing. He offers some of his own fuel to Grace. He offer he offers some of his own fuel to Grace. This means Grace now has a chance to return home. This show how kind and selfless Rocky is now. The dangerous mission. Grace and Rocky decide to collect Tamubevs from Adrian, but it is not easy. The planet is dangerous. The atmosphere is difficult. While trying to collect the samples, something goes wrong. The accident. The ship gets damaged. There is a leak in the fuel tank. The ship start spinning out of control. Everything become dangerous. Grace cannot control the ship. He become unconfused. Rocky save Grace. At the moment, Rocky does something special. Even thought it is dangerous from him. Rocky leave his safe environment. He enters Grace area. His hurt him badly because the environment is not stable for him. But he still save Grace. Rocky sacrifices his safety to save his friend. Emotionally moment. This is one of the most powerful moment in the story. Rocky risk his life just to save Grace. This shows their deep friendship. Fixing the situation when Grace wake up, he quickly act. He fix the ship, save Rocky, puts Rocky back into his safe container. Rocky is now very weak. He goes into a healing stage. The final breath thought. While Rocky is recovering, Grace continue to work. He successfully learn how to grow tomatoes in large amount. Now he has to be. Now he has the solution. Now he has can save the earth. Grace get Grace put full efforts to collect the Tamiba to save the earth, also be the waiting for the Rocky recovery. This moment become very special because both have now the working still waiting for each other. Waiting for Rocky, Grace waits for the Rocky to recover. He feels alone again, but this time it is a different because now he has hope and he has a friend. Also be the friend partly. After some time Rocky finally wake up. He is still weak but he is alive. Grace feel very happy. He was worried that he might lose his only friend. Now both of them are together again, sharing the solution. Grace show Rocky what is discovered. He explained tomato. He eats astropage. He can stop the energy loss of star. Rocky understand how important this is. Now both of them now. This is the solution to save the world. Preparing to the back go preparing repairing to go back. Grace now prepare to return to earth. He plans everything carefully. He stores tomato safely. He repairs the beetle's small probes. He collects the journey. Rocky also prepared to go back his own planet. It is time for the separate emotional goodbye. Before leaving, they share a emotional moment. Both they both now they may never meet again. Grace say goodbye. Rocky also express his feeling in his own way. Even thought they are from different species, their friendship is real. Journey back to Earth. Grace start his journey back. He feels hopeful. He think I will save Earth. Everything seem to be going well, but suddenly a new problem, something unaccepted happen. The Temubo started to escape. He began to eat thought the container. He began to eat thought the container, and then Grace realized something troubling. Tamob can eat ox- exnidate, the dangerous true. Grace think deeply, then the understand the full problem. This his ship use stone. Rocky ship is made entirely of exnate. If Tamutob separate, it will destroy Rocky ship fuel. This means Rocky will be stuck in the space forever. He will never reach his home. The hardest decision. Now Grace face a very difficult choice. He has two options. Option number one, he go back to the earth and save humanity. Option two, he go back and save Rocky. He go back and save Rocky. But if he choose Rocky, he may never return to the earth. Grace finally choose. Grace think about everything, his mission, his fear, his friendship. In the beginning, Grace was a man who avoided sacrifice. But now he is changed. He chose to save Rocky. Turning back, Grace changed direction. He decided it will not alone you are my friend, but he always make a smart move. He send the battles back to the earth. Inside them all research the solution. Tamob, this mean earth still has a chance to survive. A true hero. At this moment Grace become a true hero. Now become he save himself, but because he save other, even at the personal cost. Saving Rocky, Grace reaches Rocky's ship. He works quickly. He fixes the problem. He removes the Tamob's thread. Rocky is saved. Rocky is very happy. He did not accept Grace to return. He thought he would be left alone, but Grace come back. This showed the true friendship. Meanwhile, the Beatles reach Earth. They land safely. Scientists collect them. Even Stat received their data. Instead, inside the battle's full research tomato solutions, scientists begin assessing it. The sun is saved. Tamiba is released. It starts destroying the astropage. Slowly, Tamiba became to do his work. The sun become normal again. Earth is saved. Humanity survived. Humanity is survived. Tamiba work get complete work. Grace legacy. Even thought Grace did not return, he became a hero on earth. People now he sacrificed his life to humanity. Grace new life. Grace does not go back to earth. Instead, he say with Rocky. He stay with Rocky. Rocky takes him to his home planets, a different world. Rocky planet is very difficult, high temperature, different atmosphere, strange environment. Grace cannot live normally there, so he built a biodome home, special home for the Grace. Instead, it he create a safe place for himself. Back to teaching. Grace returned to what he loves teaching. He started teaching science to rocky species. The alien children learn from him. This brings him happiness, a peaceful ending. Grace is not longer afraid. He is no longer running from responsibility. No, he is a brave, kind, selfless, selfless. He found purpose, friendship, and new home. Final message of the story. The story teaches us friendship can exist between anyone. Sacrifice is what makes a true hero. Even ordinary people can be extremely things. Also, the movie get a remarkable response due to the multiple cast. At the beginning of the story, Rayland Grace was not a brave man. He was intelligent, yes, but he was also afraid. When Ivan Streck asked him to go on a one-way mission, he said no. He did not want to die. He chose safety or sacrifice. This shows something important. Grace was not ordinary human being. He was not a hero at the start. Fear and responsibility. Grace fear was very real. He knew the mission was dangerous. There was no return. He could die alone in space. So he refused. This is something many people would do because choosing death is not easy. Forced into the destiny, but then something unaccepted happened. Stress forced him into the mission. He had no choice. He woke up in space, confused but alone. At the moment, he was not a hero. He was just a man trying to save. Change begins in the space slowly. Things start to change. He remembers his mission. He understands the danger. Also, be sacrifices everything on the humanity. The story is just about space. It is about humanity. It asks a simple question: what makes something a hero? Science versus humanity. The movie show a lot of science, astropage, space travel, alien biology, but the real focus is not science. The real focus is a human emotional. Even though Rocky is an alien, he feels family. He cares about this world. Mission. This crew this friend helps his friends. This show intelligence is universal, emotional are universal. Humans alone could not solve the problem. Rocky alone could not solve the either, but together they found the solution. Also, this gave a powerful message: cooperation is stronger than isolation. Grace final decide to very important. He had logically reason to go back to Earth, but he followed something deeper. This moral value. He chose to save a friend even if the meant losing everything. What we learn from the story, we learn courage is not the absence of fear, courage is acting deposit fear. Friendship can change a person, sacrifice gives life meaning. The movie get a remarkable positive response. It get a huge success. At the first, the story likes a science fiction adventure. It has space travel, alien, advanced science, a mission to save Earth. But if we look deeper, the story is not only really about space, it is about being human. It is about fear, courage, friendship, and sacrifice. At, at most important is about change. An ordinary man, Reliant Grace, is not a superhero. He is not brave at the beginning. He is not strong like soldier. He is just a teacher. He lives a normal life. He teaches the children. He avoids dangers. He is important because the story show the hero that heroes are not born special. They become special thought theirs special thought their choice. Fair in natural. One of the biggest moral of the story is this: it is okay to be afraid. When Grace is asked to go on a one-way mission, he refused. Why? Because he is afraid. He know he will die. He know he will never come back. This fear is not weakness. It is human. Every person feel fear. What difference between fear and the confidence? The story teaches something very deeper. Fear is normal, but forever is the running away forever is the problem. At first, Grace chose to run away. He does not want responsibility. He chose safety, but later he changed, and that change is what make him a hero. Change is possible. Another important moral is that people can change. Grace taught us something who avoid sacrifice, but slowly thought experience he becomes something who accept to this show. Your past does not define you, your decision define you. Meeting something different. When Grace meeting Rocky, everything changed. Rocky is completely different, different body, different language, different world. At first, he could be scary, but instead of fear, Grace choose friendship. He tried to understand. Understanding each other is this is a very powerful message. We should try to understand people who are different from us. Grace and Rocky cannot even speak the same language, but they try, they learn, they make efforts, and slowly they become friends. The story teaches friendship is not only limited by language, culture, species. If two begins trust, if two begins trust each other, they can connect. Grace and Rocky are from completely different world, but their bonds become stronger than many human relationships. Grace and Rocky do not become friends instantly. They make mistake, they try again, learn step by step. This show real trust taking time, but once it is built, it become very powerful. Another moral: you do not need to do big thing to be a hero at first. Grace does not small things. He try to communicate. He helps Rocky. He works on the problem. Step by step, these small actions lead to a big change. The story shows that growth is not instant. Grace does not become brave in one moment. It happens slowly. Thought challenge, thought mistakes, thought learning. This is how real life works too. The next part it will cover the sacrifice. Also be movie get a outstanding performance on the every part. Many people think a hero is someone near who is never afraid. But this story teaches something different. A hero is not someone without fear. A hero is someone who act deposit fear. Rayland Grace was afraid from the beginning. He did not want to go space. He did not want to die, but in the end he still made the right choice. This is the real meaning of the bravery, power of the sacrifice. One of the biggest moral of the story is sacrifice gives life meaning. Rocky show this first. When Grace is in trouble, Rocky risks his own life to save him. He know it is a dangerous. He know he can get hurt, but he still does it. Why? Because he cares. Learning from others, Grace learns from Rocky. At first, Grace thinks about survival, but when he see Rocky action, he understands something deeper. Life is not only about saving yourself, life is also about helping others. This changed Grace completely. The most important moment in the story is when Grace must choose go back to Earth and be a hero or save Rocky and lose everything. This is not an easy decision. This is an perfect answer. Logically, Grace should go back to Earth because billions of lives depends on him. This mission is to save humanity, but emotionally, he cannot ignore Rocky. Rocky is not just an alien anymore, he is a friend. This moment show a deep moral lesson. Sometime life forces you to choose between two important things. There is no easy answer no matter what you choose. You lose everything. Grace understands this, but still he makes a choice. Grace chooses to save Rocky. This decision shows something powerful. Being humans is more important than being successful. He would have gone back and been called a hero, but instead he chose kindness. Another important lesson, real heroes does not always get recognition. Grace does not return to earth. He does not see people celebrate him. He does not hear thank you, but still he did not right things. But still he did the right things. This teaches you should do good things even if no one see them, because the value of an action is not is praise, it is the intention. The story also teach us to respect all forms of lives. Rocky is very different, but he is not less important. He has feelings, goals, a world to save. This show every life matter. Humans alone could not save the problem. Rocky alone could not solve it, but together he succeeded. This gives an a strong message. Working together is stronger than working alone. But Grace and Rocky are intelligent, but intelligence alone is not enough. What truly saved them is trust, kindness, and the cooperation. Grace started to see himself in Rocky. Both of them lost their crew, are alone, are trying to save their worlds. This creates empathy. He understands Rocky pain. Because of this, Grace cannot ignore Rocky. This show understanding other change how we act. When you truly understand someone, he cannot easily understand them. In the also be movie get a remarkable positive response, get a huge success. Project Hail Mary is not a typical space movie. At first, you may think this is just another space survival story, But when you watch it carefully, you realize it is much more than that. This movie is a mix of science fiction, emotion drama, friendship story, survival story. It is not only about save Earth, it is about humans, emotions, and choice. Story, style, and direction. The story is told in two-way, present time in space, black flashback on Earth. This style make the movie interesting. At the beginning, everything feels confused, just like Rayland Grace. The audience also does not understand what is happening. Slowly, as his memory return, the story become clear. This keeps the viewers engaged. Unique story concept. One of the best thing about the movie is still concept. The idea that the micropody astropage can eat energy from stars. It is very creative also. This idea of the finding a solution in other star system make the story feel fresh and different. This is not a simple alien invention movie, it is a science based on survival story. Main character review Rayland Grace is a very relatable character. He is not perfect, he is not brave at first, he is afraid, and this makes him feel real. Most people can connect with him because he reacts like a normal human. Character development. The best part of the movie is the character development. At the start, he avoids responsibility. He is scared. He does not want to sacrifice everything about humanity. At the end, he becomes brave. He makes hard decisions. He sacrifices everything for others. This transformation is very powerful for this person Grace because he tried to sacrifice everything to save the earth, to save the humanity. Rocky, the best part of the movie. Rocky is one of the best, most interesting part and most interesting character of the movie. In a, even thought he is an alien, he is not human. He is an alien. He feels very human. He talk each other. He is loyal, intelligent, funny. In this one way, the friendship between Grace and Rocky is the heart of the movie. Without Rocky, the story would not be emotional. The connection between Grace and Rocky is very amazing. Even without a common language, they build trust, friendship, understand, and also with their scene are emotionally interesting, something even funny. Visual effects. Now later talk about VFX. The visual effects is the movie are very strong. Space looks real. The spaceship design to detailed. The alien Rocky looks unique and believable. The VFX is not just for beauty, it helps tell the story. Space. Unlike many movies, this film try to show space realistically. Realistically, science of silence of space, movement of object, scientific accuracy. This make the movie feel more real. Action sequence. This movie is not full of action like typically Hollywood films, but when action happen, it feel intense. Example: ship damage scene, spinning spacecraft, energy repairs. These scenes create tension. They are not loud, but they are very engaging and happy to see this excitement VFX scene. Sound and design also movie. Sounds play a very important role, especially because Rocky used sound to communicate. This movie used vibration, tones, and other things to make communicate scene every unique. Scientific elements. The movie include a lot of science, biology, physics, space engineering. But the good thing is it explains things in a simple way, so even normal viewers can understand. Is too Is it too scientific? Some people may feel there is too much science, but if you like smart story, problem solving, logical things, then you will enjoy it. Also, with the emotional depth of the movie, one of the strongest point of the project Halle Mary is its emotional depth. It is not just a story about space; it is about human connection, line lies, and friendship. Realigned Grace is completely alone at the first. He wakes up with memory loss. He crew his dead. He is light years away from Earth. This line lines is something everything can relate to in some way. Then Rocky enters the story. Rocky is an alien. Rocky is an also be alone survive. Suddenly the movie become emotional because it show trust building, sacrifice each other. These emotional scenes make the movie more than just a adventure story. Friendship and moral. The friendship between Grace and Rocky is the heart of the movie. They can from completely different world. They comes from completely different worlds. They cannot breathe in each other environment. They communicate using they communicate using math, sounds, and logic. Yet over the time, they learn to trust each other completely. This teaches viewers friendship can cross any boundary. True cooperation can solve impossible problems. Sacrifice for our friends is the highest form of the bravery. Things you might not notice. Here are something interesting fact about the movie that may people might miss. Scientific accuracy. This movie tried to follow real scientific principle about space, energy, and biologically. Even thought it is a science fiction, it avoid magic solution like faster than light travel, space survival, realism, the zero gravity science and space gravity science and ship repairs are realistic. Grace must think logically to survive. There are no over-the-top explosions of entertainment for entertainment. Rocky world building. The alien space has a unique culture. They communicate through sound. Their planets their planet is very different, yet the movie show their civilization and work theme and the theme of line lines. Both main characters survive of the lost crew. The movie deeply explored line lines in the space and the human need for communication. Hiding message, sacrifice, and friends are stronger than logical alone. Save Saving others can sometimes be more important than saving yourself. Science alone cannot solve problem. Cooperation and the community matter. Also, we get a remarkable positive response, get a huge success. This is the outstanding visuals VFX. The movie get a remarkable positive response. Every part of the movie, every scene of the movie get a huge success. Also we get a visuals VFX, strong visuals VFX, strong everything. This VFX is the movie is top quality but stable. Space visuals are realistic, not overly flashing. The Halle Mary spacecraft looks scientifically correct. Rock is full CGI but extremely believable. Action scenes are not frequent but instead then they happen. Ship spinning out of control, fuel tank leaks, energy repairing. These scenes are tense and the gripping not overdone. The movie has used sound and the visuals together to create suspension. Science and logic. Unlike many science fiction movie project, Halle Mary makes you think. How would you survive alone in space? How would you communicate with an alien? How would you solve a problem that strengthens the interior earth. The film respects the intelligence of the audience that understand the movie main moral and stories. The encourage like critical think without making the brain should you what want. This movie is definitely worth watching if you like science fiction with realistic science, emotional and heartfelt stories, strong character development, friendship and moral lesson. It may not appeal to people who accept non-stop explosion, over the top action, romantic subplot, but for viewers who enjoy a smart, thoughtful science fiction story, it is an excellent strength of the movie. Strong story and moral theme, unique alien human friendship, emotional depth, and line long lines explored, realistic VFX and space visuals, science and problem solve focus. Weakness of the movie. Some parts are slow in the middle. Action is limited, may feel quiet to some. Heavy focus on science might confuse casual viewers. Even these weaknesses, the story and character carry the film very well. Heading lesson from the viewers, the movie teaches us sacrifice is not easy but noble. Real courage is acting deposit fear, friendship, and trust can overcome impossible load. Science and the intelligence are tools, but heart and the empathy are equally important. And also, with the movie, get a remarkable positive response, get a huge success. Every part of the ending of the project, Halle Mary is very emotional and thoughtful. Graceland, Rayland Grace does not return to Earth. He chooses to save Rocky, this alien friend. He sends the battles look to Earth with the solution to save humanity. The ending. This ending is not typically many movies would show the hero saving both Earths and returning home safely. But this story is different. It shows sacrifice and normal choice. You feel both happiness and the sadness. Happiness, Earth is safe, Rocky is alive. Friendship, sadness, Grace cannot see Earth again, and he sacrifices his home. This is powerful emotional play of the audience. Character growth in the ending. Grace's journey come full circle. At the start, he is scared, selfish, and at the end, he is brave, selfless, and important scene of the movie is the friendship. Rocky also growth. He learned to trust humans. He experienced friendship that transcend his species. The ending highlight that theme of the growth, thought, friendship, and challenge. Visuals and VFX in the ending. The final scene are visually stunning. The plant Adrian looks alien yet believable. Spacecraft miniature feel realistic and the tense. Rocky Plant has unique landscape showing world building creativity. The VFX is stable but highly affected. No over the top explosion, realistic depiction of space, fuel leaks, and emergency situation. These visuals make the science and tense believable, keeping the audience engaged. Sound and music. The ending is supported by emotional music and sound design. Grace, lines, long lines, and hope are amplified by soft piano of the string music. Rocky's communicates sound highlights his alien nature but also emotions. This combination of visual and sound makes the final scene both intense and the touching. Scientific certifications. For viewer who enjoy science, the solution is astropage is logical, breeding Tomato to save stars is well explained. No magic situation are used. Science, love, feel step failed because the solution makes sense even in a science fiction universe. Think you might miss Grace moral Dill main is mirrored is real life choice helping a friends vs personal gain. Rocky special logic and empty who show intelligence is not limited to humans. Small details like the battles represents hope, teamwork and humanity presentation. These are stable but important lesson from the audience. Also, with the movie get a remarkable visuals VFX. That is why smart science fiction, realistic space problem solve logical situation and invitation alien communication. What showed you why this movie? Emotional depth, loin lines, fear, friendship, and the sacrifice. Strong character, Rayland Grace evolved from the fearful to hero. Rock is a memorable and unique moral lesson, sacrifice, trust, and the cooperation, visuals and VFX, realistic spacecraft, alien landscape, and the attention to space, physical action and excitement. While not full of contents action, the movie has tense moment, spaceship emergency, fuel leaks, gravity and spin challenge in the space. The action is realistic and not cinematic overkill. It keeps tension and engaging without distracting from the story theme that stand out. Sacrifice his heroic grace, choose Rocky and himself. Friendship transcend different humans or aliens connect thought, trust, and empathy. Science is a tool not to answer. Intelligence alone cannot save lives. Collaboration is key. Moral decision matter. The story choose over luck or power. Minor weak points. Middle of the movie can feel slow. Some viewers may find heavy science explanation challenge. Limited human cast may feel quiet compared to typically science fiction blockbuster. Deposit these the story moral and the visual carry the movie strongly. Friendship and trust are universal value. Courage is acting deposit, fear not absence of fear. True often involves sacrifice without rewards. Cooperation across different can solve impossible problems. Final withdraw project Halle Mary is a must watch for science fiction fans, people who enjoy moral and emotional stories, viewers who like realistic space adventure, anyone who appear the friendship sacrifice and the other things it may be appeal to viewers accepting non-stop explosion over the top action, but anyone who enjoy a smart thoughtful emotional science fiction movie, it is a highly recommended. If you want the next also be movie, get a love on the reach on the your final thought. One of the reason project Halle Mary work so well, it is the intention to detail in every scene. A walking in space, Grace walk up confused and alone. His memories forget. He lost his memory. The movie immediately step the mood, fear, suspension, and isolation. White works the audience feel Grace fear and the confuse. It teaches a suitable lesson. Even intelligence people are valuable in unfamiliar situation. These tension build naturally without artificial drama. Flashback to Earth. Flashback show Gary's life as a teacher and scientific. We learn about the world. The sun is dimming due to the astropage. Government agent even struck convince Grace to join the mission. The key takeaway shows Grace intel confident fear vs responsibility highlights the global tasks. Step up the moral home. Sometimes we must take responsibility even if it is scary. The mission launch, the Hail Mary spacecraft is launched. Visuals and realistic. The shuttle's zero gravity and space machines are scientifically made. Grace is now truly alone, highlighting human fragility in space. VFX science fiction quality, no explosion. The film perhaps relies over the cinematic. Every spacecraft detail feels believable. Meeting Rocky, first encounter with Rocky is slow and tense. Grace observe intense and the try to understand Rocky communication. Rocky method is usually and deeply represent an emotional lesson. Even the completely different species and to lead understanding communicate is about efforts, patience and the creativity. Rocky body is detailed with realistic structure, sounds are unique and impressive. Grace built tunnel from Rocky to move safely. Both characters experiment with astrophagy together. They collect show problem solving, trusting and teamwork. Moral key to X. Cooperation across different achievement is impossible. Friendship can exist without shared language or culture. The movie get a remarkable visual VFX. This is highly recommended of the every part of the every person. That was the great performance of the movie. Get a most intelligence of the visuals VFX. At the end of the movie, get a positive reviews, get a huge opening weekend, and also be the critical response. Return Tomatoes 95% of 175 critics give positive reviews. The Sooty say a visual dazzling space story carried effortlessly by Ryan Gosling, a mix of smart idea and heart. On Metacritic, the film scored 78 out of 100. This means the generally like be criticized. Simple meaning most criticized people liked the movie. Ryan Gosling acting is praised as a charming and believable. The movie combines smart sign with the emotional storytelling. Early review also by G. Ellen Johnson called the film is masterpiece of the family movie. Loved the production design and the creature creature property work. Meaning the movie looks amazing and feel very good, not very realistic, not fake CGI. Robel said the movie does not have all new ideas, but it mix old ideas in a smart and the entertaining way. Meaning, even if the brower's idea it does take well and creatively. Barry explained the movie tried to feel innovative, but really it combined families comforting ideas till it makes the audience happy and the emotionally changed. Visuals are amazing. Space Halle Mary spacecraft and Rocky looks realistic. Creatures design is very impressive. Ryan Gosling acting Grace feel real, scary, lonely, and the brave. Viewers connect with him emotionally. Heart and emotions stories, not just science, friendship, and sacrifice, and the main themes. The smart science story problem solve science can the astrophagy solution makes scene. Science is fun and believable, not just fake plot devices. Mix option originality. Criticize say some ideas are borrowed from other movies, but they are the combined creativity and the effectively. The movie is familiar in some way, but the familiarity makes the emotional enjoyable. Film is a visual beauty. Ryan Gosling is the heart of the movie. Science and the logic are done smartly, even if not completely new. It is heart-wearing and the entertaining. Yes, you would watch this movie. Emotional, heartful stories, smart science fiction, realistic space visuals may not if you want non-stop action or explosion movie. A fast speed of the flash, the get a remarkable visuals VFX. The movie get a outstanding performance of the every part of the movie. Criticize liked how the movie looks, feel, and that tells the story. G. Allen's a science fiction called it an masterpiece of the family movie. Praised production design, creature design, and the property work. Simple meaning the visual are amazing and the realistic, not fake CIG. The movie get a remarkable visuals, VFX every point, every scene. Even small detail like rocky movement, the ship's spaceship monitors and lab equipment looks believable. Robel also say noted that the movie does not have fully original idea, but also but it combine old science fiction idea in a clever way. He admired the acceptation, meaning the filmmakers now why certain ideas work. This makes the movie enjoyable even if some concept feel familiar. Explained that the movie tried to feel innovative but is mostly families ideas but put together carefully. Yes, it would still work because it please audience and warm their hearts. Why criticize like the movie? Visuals, VFX, space, stars, and spacecraft look realistic and beautiful. Rocky the alien is well designed with texture and the movement that make him believable. The Halle Mary spacecraft looks practically and the scientifically possible. Acting Ryan as a Grace is the heart of the film. He show feel, lineless and courage in a way that makes viewers care. Story and emotions, friendship between Grace and Rocky is central. Moral theme like sacrifice and the cooperation are clear. Emotional deep makes the movie more than just a space adventure. Science and logic, the story explain astropage and the in a simple way. Solution is to problem make scene and feel credible. Even viewers who do not know science can follow and enjoy the logic. Criticize mixed option originality. Some criticize said the story borrows from other science fiction films, but combining these ideas creatively and emotionally still work. Innovation vs comfort. The movie is familiarly is same way with recognizable science fiction tropes, but familiaries make it easier for viewers to connect emotionally. Sleeping means simple meaning. Even if you noticed, the movie is still fun, emotional, and inspiration. Visual effects, action, and sound. VFX, spaceship, alien, planet, and rocket design looks realistic. Effects are not over the top, which keep the story believable. Action scene is limited but intense. Ship spinning out of control, fuel leaks, emergency repairs in zero gravity. These scenes create tension without a cheap thriller. Also, the hidden lesson from the criticize point out courage. Grace is the scared but act bravely. Friendship, cooperation between very different begin show trust and sacrification. Grace sacrifice returning to Earth to save Rocky. Science plus her intelligence alone does not solve problem. Composition and collaboration matter too. That is why the movie get a remarkable, outstanding visuals, VFX. On the other hand, one reason criticized Parasite Project Halle Mary is its detailed story and carefully crafted scene. Let's look at the main moment and why they stand out. Grace awaken in space. Grace walks up alone, confused with the memory loss. His two crew members are dead, and he is light year of Earth. That is why the story of the opening scene is very good. Interesting. That is why people all age love that movie on a big screen. Nobody can thought, nobody can mind. The movie get a remarkable positive response everywhere. The ending and its emotional impact. The ending of Project Halle Mary is a both emotional and meaningful. Grace does not return to Earth. He chooses to save Rocky, his alien friend, over going home. The Beatles carry his research return to Earth to save humanity. Criticize review. also be multiple people ask the meaningful movie. This is not the usual science fiction ending where the hero save the world and go home happily. Instead it shows sacrifice and moral choice. Happiness, earth saved, Rocky's alien. Sadness, Grace cannot see his home again. That is why the multiple tasks and multiple things to create this movie beautiful for other movies. Nobody can thought, nobody can mind. Project Halle Mary is the most interesting and most affectable, most loved movie released on this weekend due to multiple reasons. At this time development, the beginning of the movie, the journey of Project Halle Mary started long before cameras rolled. Requirement, the rights in March 2020, Metro Gold when Mere MGM was very close to buying the rights to adapt Andy Weir novel Project Halle Mary into a movie. And they had already written the Martin, which was the hug hit. So there was a lot of interest in this next book. MGM wanted to story to be faithful to the novel while also appealing the general audience worldwide. Ryan, one of the Hollywood most popular actor, was chosen not only to play the lead role of Rayland Grace but also to produce the movie, showing he was deeply invested in the project. MGM paid 3 million for the rights, which is a big investment but reflected their confidence in the story. The movie starts with a long plan, a famous actor, a proven author, and a big studio all working together. Right from the start, it was clear the movie world focus on science, adventure, and emotions. Choosing the direction and the screenwriter in May 2020, Bill Lord and Christopher Miller were threatened to direct the and produce the film. Bill and the Millers are famous from the work on Emmy-nominated films and comedies, but they also have experience creating stories with heart and clever ideas. Their role was to make sure the movie had both humor and emotional depth, even in a serious science fiction story. In June 2022, in June 2020, Drew was here to write the screenplay. Drew had previously adapted Henry the Martin into a movie. This meant the understood where style and could keep the science believable while making the story exciting. Direction and screenwriter Directors and screenwriter were chosen carefully to balance science, emotions, and the entertainment. They worked together to ensure the story was logical, believable, and engaging. Cast the rest of the actors in April 2024 after Amazon required MGM in 2022. Amazon MGM Studio announced a possible 2026 release date. In May 2024, Sandra joined the cast. In June 2024, Milan's was added to the cast. Fraser was chosen as the cinematography, meaning the world control how the movie looks visual. The cast and the crew were selected over years of planning. This carefully preparation ensured high quality action and visuals. Filming began the story start and ending filming. Principal photograph began on June 3, 2024 in the United Kingdom. Filming flashed on October 26, 2024, almost 5 months of shooting. Studio work. Most of the filming happened at Studio, a world famous studio in the UK. Here the team built spacecraft, labs, and special set of the scene that could not be filmed in real location. Location filming: some scenes were filmed in real world location for added realistic. South Pred used the outdoor shoots and scenes Earth base sequence used for scientific lab and the observatory shoot showing Grace research environment. Filming combined studio set for controlled scene and real location for realism. This mix helped the audience believe this story was both grounded and futuristic. Cameras and IMAX filming: the movie was filmed for IMAX, meaning it was designed to look amazing on large screen. Array Alex 65 cameras were used with have 6K resolution 20 megapixel. These cameras capture incredible detail, showing varied texture of the spacecraft, the alien plants, and the rocky rock skin. The movie used different aspect ratio depends on the screen. 1.43.1 for space scene in IMAX, making viewers feel interesting in space. 1.85.1 and 2.1 were for regular presentation screen. 2.4.1 for flashback to Earth, giving these memories a cinematic world feel. Aspect ratio change to help the audience feel the scene differently. Space feel tell and west, while memories of Earth feel vivid and emotional. Filming challenge: filming a filming a science fiction movie is technically difficult. Zero gravity scene had to be simulated with wires, rings, and cameras. Tricks, closing interactions with Rocky were filmed using property on set, not just CGI, which require carefully coordination. The team used practically effects, meaning things you can touch on set, which makes actor reaction realistic. Combining practically effects with digital effects to make the movie looks believable and natural. Post production: adding the magic visual effects companies. The VFX work was done by several top companies. Frame Store also work on the Martin Industrial Light Magic ILM focus on the Star Wars and others blockbuster movies. Sony Picture Image Work BUF CO VFX Pull Lambert and Mega Cineverse. All VFX ensure the movie looked consistent and realistic. Editing: Joel editing: the movie editors decide how scene flow, timing, and tension. Every cut had to balance scientific explanation, emotional beat, and the suspension. Creating Rocky the Alien: Rocky was made using property and the CGI together. Neil Creature Shop designed him physically, led by James, performed Rocky on set. The Ryan Frame Store animators add digitally excitement like physical experience and the movement. Pill Rocky performance: a beautifully collaboration between and the animators. Rocky looks alien and expressive, not just a digital model. His performance combine human performance properties and computer graphics. Alone filming look: even thought the movie is digitally, the footage was transferred to film stock and the digitalized again. This gave the movie a warm cinematic look similarly to traditional film. The movie does not feel old and digital. It looks a natural, rich, and the cinematic. Key lesson from the production: the movie looks years of planning before filming started. Experiment directors, writers, and the cinematographic made sure the story was both scientifically accurate and the emotional engaging. High quality camera and IMAX filming create a immersive space experience. Practically and the digital effects together make Rocky and the other elements believable. Editing and sound make the story flow and the outstanding emotional and tension. Attention to detail from property to aspect ratio ensure visual storytelling matching the narration. Project Halimar is not just a story about space, it is carefully crafted visuals and the emotional experience combining thoughtful story development, high quality filming techniques, stunning visual effects, emotional performance, everything from the way Rocky moving moves to the IMAX shoot of space is designed to immerse the audience completely. As show the next details deep dive into the visual effects. The VFX in the movie are very important because the story happens mostly in space with cannot be filmed in real life. To solve this problem, many top VFX companies work together like Farmer Store and the Industrial Light and Magic IML, creating space realistic instead of making space look flashy. The filmmakers want to feel real and quiet. Space scenes have dark backgrounds and realistic stars. Lighting from stars and the spacecraft is natural and engaging. Movement in space are slow and controlled, not fast like the action movies. Simpling also that space feel a real claim and sometimes scory not like a cartoon. Zero gravity effects. Showing zero gravity is difficult. Actors were often attached to wires to simulate flighting. Cameras were moved carefully to create the feeling of drifting in space. Small objects like tools and drop of liquids were animated to floating naturally. Why this matter? It makes the audience believe that the character is really in space. Creating Rocky the most important part of the movie. Rocky is the most unique part of the movie. He is not fully CJ and not fully real. He is a combination of both technology. How Rocky was made, the difficulty required to create Rocky physically model property. A real model of the Rocky was built, controlled to movement on set, performance on set. James and his team performed Rocky live with the actor. This helped Ryan react naturally. Digitally enhancement. VFX artists add details later, smooth movement, small experience, lighting effects. Rocky feel alive and emotional, not fake. Rocky does not speak like humans. He uses sounds to communicate. Sound designer create unique tone and vibration. These sounds were designed to feel both alien and emotional. Even without words, the audience understand Rocky feeling. Creating the planet Adrian. The alien planet Adrian had to look different from Earth. The sky, atmosphere, and the terrain were designed carefully. Colors and lighting were chosen to feel strange but believable. Simple also, the planet looks new and different but still feel real. Astropology and other details these are trying to organize but very important. Astro page is showing a dark energy observing practical. Tatum is showing a predator's organism. VFX team created them using practically simulation, light effects, microscopy style visual. Even small scientific details look interesting and understandable. Editing is very important in the movie. These story move between present time, space, and flashback. Earth editors Neil made sure transition feel smooth. Example: a tension moment in space may cut to a calm memory from Earth. This creates emotional context. Editing keeps the movie easy to follow and emotionally engaging. Different colors are used to different moods. Space scene dark, cold tone, earth scene warm, bright tones, rocky environment, slightly different colors plates helps viewers understand where and when the stories happen. Advanced camera techniques. The filmmaker used almost 65 cameras which are very powerful. These cameras capture very high details, quality pictures, 6K resolutions. Every texture, metal, skin, space, dust looks sharp. Whites matter. The audience feel like they are inside the spaceship. The audience feel likely they are inside the spaceships. IMAX experience. The movie was made for IMAX screens. Some scenes are trail, multiple ratio feel hug and impressive. Other scenes are widen 2.4.1 ratio for storytelling. Some simple meaning space scene feel big and overwhelming. Memory scene feel cinematic and emotional. The movie changed screen size depending on the scene, space, tall, impressive earth width, and the cinematic effect on audience. You feel the difference between lonely space and familiarized earth. Actor performance and the director Phil Lords and the Miller focused on emotional acting, natural reaction, balance between science and human feeling. Ryan performed show fear, confused, and the loneliness. Slowly become confident and brave. The movie feel human and the emotional, not just scientific. The movie used both practically effect, real objects, set puppets, CGI, digital space, planet organizations. Why both are used in practically effect makes scenes feel real. CGI adds things that cannot exist in real life as a perfect balance of the movie imagination. Even though the movie is digital, it was transferred to film stock, the converted back to digital. Why this was done? To add worth and the softness to make it feel like classic cinema. The movie looks natural and beautiful, not too sharp, not artificial. Creative decision behind the film. The filmmakers made some important choice, keep scene accurate but simple, focus on character and emotions, avoid too much action or explosions, make Rocky feel real and believable. The movie becomes smart, emotional, and unique. Behind the scene challenge. Making this movie was not easy. Filming zero gravity scene, creating a believable alien, explaining science in simple way, balance emotion and logic. How they solve it. Strong teamwork between directors, VFX artists, and actors carefully planning and testing, mixing practically effect with digital tools. Final takeaways from production. The team is made with great attention to detail. Every element, camera, sound, VFX, acting works together. Rocky is one of the most example of the modern creature design. The film feel real, emotional, and the impressive, realistic, beautiful every part. Also, with multiple visuals, VFX create on the Every both details visual final experience by the time post production is completed. All elements come together: visual effects, sound designs, editing, color grading. All of these create a completely cinematic experience. The movie does not feel like separate parts. Everything works together smoothly. Color grading and final look. Color grading is the final step that given the movie its look and feel. Space scene dark cold blue tone, earth scene warm yellow natural tones, alien environment slightly unusual colors. Why this matter? It helps the audience feel different emotions: space, loneliness, earth comfort, alien world, curiosity. Final sound design. Sound is very important in the movie. Space is mostly quiet, which feel realistic. Inside the spacecraft, small sound are louder, rocky sound are unique and emotional effect on audience. You feel tension and silence. You feel connection with Rocky even without word. Also, background music. Music is used carefully, not too much. Emotional scene, soft music, turn scene, slow, racing sound, friendship moment, warm, hopeful music. Music support the story but does not overpower it. Editors finalize scene timing, emotional spacing, transportation between past and present. The story feels smooth and easy to understand. How production choose affect the story. Everything done in production directly affects how the story feel. Realistic science feel. The filmmakers want science to feel but real but simple. They avoid to fake or magical solutions. Affect the audience trust the story. Problems feel serious and believable, making Rocky emotional. Rocky is not just an alien; he is a character with emotions. Property gave him physically experience, CGI add experience, sound gave him personality. Result audience cannot with Rocky deeply isolation and space feeling, production design, feel hope, lines of the space, small size of the human compared to the universe, how it done, large empty background, quiet sound, design, slow camera movement, visuals feel graceful line lines, human emotion with scenes, the movie balance, science fiction problem solving, human emotions, production rule, lighting show mood, cameras focus on the focal experience, sound highlights emotional moment. It also result the movie feel both smart and emotional. Tension without overaction, unlike many science fiction movies, no constant explosions, no unrealistic fight. Instead, tension camera from problem and survival. Example ship spinning, oxygen problem, fuel issue. Affect the audience engaged without loud action. The movie show high quality filming in every area: planning, development, story, strong story foundation, experienced team, filming, high quality cameras, realistic set, post production, advanced VFX, emotional sound design, simple meaning. Everything is done with the care and the presentation variation with faith and the multi long times to create this movie. Every part with fit on the audience and the cinematic feel. What makes the movie special? Combination of the practical and digital effects make visual feel real. Strong characters, focused story is about people, not just science. Not just science. Smart use of technology, IMAX camera, shape ratio change, emotional storytelling, friendship between Grace and Rocky. Lesson from filming process. Great movies need time and planning. Technology is important, but story is more important. feel realistic. Detail make sure story believable. Teamwork between artists and the technologies is impressive. Final impact on audience beautifully because of all these production efforts. The movie feel real and impressive. The audience connects emotionally with character. The scene feels believable. The story stay in your mind even after watching. Final conclusion. Project Helmer is not just a science fiction movie, it is a carefully crafted cinematic experience where development builds a strong foundation. Filming brings the story to life, post production add elastic and emotion. Simple final message. The movie succeed because every small detail matter. Science, emotions and visuals work together perfectly to create a story that is both intelligent and deeply human. Audience experience what viewers feel. When people watch this movie, they do not just see a story, they feel it. Feeling of isolation. Grace is alone in space for most of the movie. The quiet environment and empty space create a strong feeling of loneliness. Loneliness. How production create this feeling? With shot of empty space, very little background sound, slow camera environment, effect on audience, viewers feel that Grace feel use understand also be they understand how difficult this solution is. Emotional connection with the Rocky and also the Grace. Emotional connection with Rocky and Grace. The multi difficult task. Rocky is very different from humans, but slowly he become like a friend or family member. Why this work? This behave is kind and hopeful, helpful. He rise his life for Grace. He show trust and care. Audience reaction because Grace show her love and passion for Grace, people start to love Rocky. His safety become important to viewers' emotional high point. Some moments strongly affect viewers. Rocky save Grace, Grace choosing Rocky over Earth. Final separation between them. These scenes make people feel sad, happy, and emotional at the same time. Engagement with fast action. The movie is not full of action scene, but it's still very engaging. Why problems feel real, solution require thinking. Every scene by purpose also be the deep theme of the meaning. The movie is not just about space, it has important message. Theme 1, courage. Grace is afraid many times, but he still continue. Lesson, courage meaning acting even when you are scared. Theme 2, friendship. Grace and Rocky are from different worlds, still they trust and help each other. True friendship does not depend on the language and the species. Theme 3, sacrifice. Grace gave up going back to Earth. Rocky risked his life to save Grace. Real heroes are these who puts others before themselves. Theme for science and humanity. Science solve problem within the movie, but emotions guide decisions. Intelligence alone is not enough. You need friendship and cooperation to solve problems. Survival and responsibility. Humanity is in danger. Grace must help save Earth. Everyone has a responsibility to help others when people possible. Hidden meaning. Some deeper ideas in the movie. Space represents isolation and challenge. Earth represents comfort and memory. Rocky represents hope and the connection. The movie showed that even the most difficult solution solutions, hope and friendship exist. After looking at everything, story, production, and meaning, we cannot understand why the movie is special. Strange of the movie story Strong story, clear problem, and logical solutions. Easy to follow but still deep. Emotional connections. Audience connect with Grace and the Rocky. Friendship feel real, high quality production, realistic VFX, beautifully cinema photography, smart use of sound and music, unique alien character. Rocky's memorable and different. One of the best part of the movie. Weak point. Some parts may feel slow. Heavy science may be difficult for some viewers, not a typically action movie. Simple meaning the movie is not for everyone, but is very rewarding for patient viewers. You should watch this movie. Yes, you should watch it. Be if you like science fiction, emotional storytelling, smart problem solving, unique characters. You may not enjoy if you are perfect fast action, explosion and fight. The final message of the movie teaches be brave even when afraid, help others even if they are different, work together to solve big problem, true meaning, sacrifice and the kindness. Project Halle Mary is a smart science fiction movie, a deep emotional story, a beautiful visual experience. It shows that science can save the world, but humanity, friendship, and also be sacrificed make it meaningful. The movie get a remarkable performance, outstanding visuals, VFX. This project Halle Mary is a love movie of everywhere, every world of the movie because they feel real, they feel cinematic and the connection able each other's also be Rocky and Grace connection is very perfect and beautifully. Other productions connection novel written by science stories. His previous book, The Amazon, turned into a successful movie. The movie book closely, especially in science and problem solving. Some parts are engaging, some parts are changed or simplified to make the story ensure from movie audience different between book and the movie. Even though the movie followed the book, there are some changes, some scientific explanation or shooters in the movie. Some scenes are simplified to save time, emotional moment are sometimes stronger in the movie of our impact. Why change happen? Book can explain things slowly, but movies must keep a good space. Character focus. The movie focus mainly on Grace, Rocky. Other characters appear mostly in flashback. The story feel are more personal and emotional. Audience connect deeply in the main character. Comparison with other science fiction movies. Many other many criticize compare the movie with other science fiction like Martin, Interstellar, Gravity. Also be the realistic science, space survival, emotional storytelling. Difference strong focus on friendship with an alien, more balance between science and heart, educational value. The movie is not just entertainment, it is also teaches basic science ideas, problem solving methods, impact of teamwork. Viewers can learn while watching. Audience type this movie is good for students, science lovers, general student audience, families with older kids. Not ideal for people who only want fast action or fighting scene. Why the movie stand out? Unique alien character Rocky, strong emotional story, realistic science, high quality visuals. The movie is different because it combine heart, science and friendship. Also, popular audience reaction. Many viewers say this movie is emotional and the inspiration. Rocky is one of the best alien character ever made forever. The science make the story more interesting. Some viewers say it is a bit slow in the middle. Too much science for casual viewers. Hidden details you might miss. A small scientific hints explain the solution early. Grace behavior changes slowly as he grows. Rocky action show emotional even without words. The movie has small details that become important later. Overall, overall importance Project Halimar is important because it shows a new way to tell a science fiction story. It focuses on thinking, not fighting. It teaches human value, thought, science fiction. That is why the movie get a remarkable positive response. Reception, box office details. The movie may be except opening weekend, other performance, everything is perfect because the production details good, story is good. That is why budget of the movie had a very big budget. Total budget was around 248 million gross and about 200 million after tax benefits. The movie made with high budget, high powerful action science fiction movie. This is very expensive movie like a big Hollywood blockbuster. Because of this, the movie need to earn a lot of money to be successful. Opening weekend acceptation before release, expert made prediction about the box office. The movie was accepted to earn around 50 million in its opening weekend in the USA. Some reporters said it could go even higher, around 60 to 7 million on the box office. The movie had strong hype and interest before release. It was accepted to be one of the biggest opening of 2026. Worldwide opening acceptation. The film could earn over 100 million worldwide in the first weekend. The movie was accepted to perform well not just in the USA but globally. Box office pressure. Because of this high budget, the movie needs around 300 million or more total earning to become considered a successful movie. Why this matter? A big budget movie must earn a lot more than their cost. If they do not, they are considered be a financial risk or failure. Why the movie is a risk? Why this movie is a risk? It is not a sequel or franchise movie. Most big hits today are based on superhero sequels, famous franchise, but this movie is a standalone science fiction story. It is harder to attract a large audience, but if it succeeds, it become a unique blockbuster. Positive factor of the box office. Strong reviewers criticize give very positive rating. This help brings more audience. Ryan star power, a popular actor can attract viewers. Unique story, science fiction, emotions, alien friendship. IMAX experience, big screen visuals encourage theaters viewing. Challenge at the box office, not a franchise. Heavy scene. Heavy scene may not appeal to everyone. Slower pace compared to action movies. Some people may love it, some may find it too slow or complex. Final box office acceptation was very high. Accepted strong opening needs a high total earning to be a hit. Could become a successful movie, a big success if audience support continue, or a moderate success if growth slower. Budget is very high, 200 million plus. Opening production 50 to 17 million. Worldwide opening 100 million plus possible. Need to a success 300 million. This is the make Project Halimar is a high risk, high reward movie. But after the opening weekend, the movie is very interested. Highest opening weekend, it become the most blockbuster movie. Also, be Project Halle Mary Extra. The story is inspired by the real science fiction ideas about space, stars, and the microization. The question, what if the sun starts drying? Anthony Weirs like to write story where science is important. One person solve a big problem step by step. The movie feel real because it is based on the scientific thinking. Real science vs fiction Even though the movie is science fiction, many ideas are based on the real science concept like energy transfer, space travel challenge, but some things are financially like astrophagy, risky space, simple meaning the movie mix real science and imagination. Why Rocky is so special? Rocky is one of the most unique part of the movie. He does not look like a human, he does not speak like human, but he still feel like a real friend. Also be the releasing performance on the box office may be just a perfect performance. Project Halle Mary also be the premieres. The movie was premiered in London on March 9, 2026. A premiere is the first official screening of the filming. This was the first time the movie were shown to criticize media. Special guest premieres help create buzz and excitement before the full release. United States release. The movie is scheduled to be released in the United States on March 20, 2026. It is distributed by Amazon MGM Studio. After the premiere, the movie became available to the general public in cinematic cinema. Worldwide release. After the US release, the movie is acceptation to release different countries, different regions, possible in multiple languages. Big movies are released worldwide to earn more box office revenue. It helps. It also helps the movie reach a globally audience. IMAX and theater experience. The movie released in IMAX format as well. What is the IMAX? A large screen, better sound quality, more impressive visuals. Watching in IMAX make the movie feel bigger, more realistic and exciting. Streaming possibilities. Sign the movie is made by Amazon MGM Studio. It may later release on streaming platform like Amazon Prime Video. First, it come in cinema. Later, people may watch it at home. Marketing and production. Before release, the movies promote through trailers, interviews, posters, social media to create interest and excitement to attract more viewers to the theater. Early reception to at release. Early viewers from critics were positive. This helped increase audience interest. Simple as with good reviews, more people want to watch the movie in theaters. Importance of release timing. The release date is important because all affects competitions with other movies. It affects box office performance. If released at the right time, more success. If released with big competition, harder movie. Premiere release 9 March 2026 in London, USA release March 20, 2026. Distributed by Amazon MGM Studio. Available in theater and IMAX. Later possible streaming release. Simple also be. Project Halle Mary had a strong and well-planned release starting with the big premiere and followed by worldwide theatrical language, giving it the chance to reach a global audience. Also be much efficient details OTT and also be multi 5 visuals VFX. Project Halle Mary may be possibility to reach on the globally streaming platform. Before I, before we talk about the movie, let's understand OTT platform. These are apps where you can watch the movies at home like Amazon Prime Video, Netflix. Instead of going to a cinema, you can watch the movie on your phone, TV or laptop. OTT plan for Project Halle Mary. The movie is released in theaters first. It is distributed by Amazon MGM Studio. Because of this, the movie accepted to come on Amazon Prime Video after its theatrical release. When will it come on OTT? Usually, movie come to OTT after 45 to 90 days of cinema release. Since this is a big budget movie, it mean take a little long accepted time. The theaters release March 2026. OTT release around June 2026 acceptation. First cinema, then OTT. Why the movie release on OTT later? Movies follow a release pattern. Theaters, big screen experience, OTT platform, home viewers. OTT platform help movie reach people in different countries, people who cannot give the cinema, viewers who perform watching at home. OTT makes the movie available everywhere worldwide. Watching on OTT is different from theaters. Theater experience big screen, loud sound, impressive visuals. OTT experience comfortable home viewing, pause, rewind, replay, watching anytime. On OTT language, the movie may be available in multiple languages, subtitles, more people can understand and enjoy the movie. OTT platform earn money thought subscription monthly plan exclusive content if it may become a major attraction for the Prime Video user. This is a movie science heavy, emotional, not typically action. For OTT help it because viewers can watch slowly and understand. They can pause and think. They can reward complex scene. People who will enjoy it on OTT, students, science fiction lovers, people who like deep stories, impact on property. After OTT release, more people will watch, social media discuss, increase, movie become more popular over the world. OTT can make the movie a big term. The movie has high rewards, value, science, scientific details, emotional scene, hidden meaning. OTT allow viewers to watch again and again. OTT means watching movies online at home. Movie accepted at Amazon Prime Video release after likely 2 to 3 months helps reach global audience. Good for deep and thoughtful movies. And also be the what is the what business what business sure to a movie on OTT platform. Project Halle Mary is required to maybe sure 50 to 100 million on OTT business. How the movie make money on the streaming platform like Amazon Prime Video or Netflix? There are few main way are direct sale to the OTT platform. The producer sell the movie to OTT platform for a fixed price. Example, OTT buying rights for million of dollars. Production gets money even before audience watch it. OTT platform pay to show the movie only on their app. This helps them attract more users. Meaningful because movie because a special attraction for platform. When a big movie come, more people subscribes. OTT platform popular film can increase viewers on platform like Netflix. Good movies stop people from canceling subscription. OTT help movie help OTT platform keep earning money more. Project Hail Mary is one of the most advanced and different movie from the other movies. Most advanced science fiction, ambitious and the high risk science fiction film for modern Hollywood. And when we look at the business side, we begin to understand why the movie is being discussed so heavy even before its fully global release, because with an estimated production budget that is close to 300 million US dollar is immediately enter the category of big scale cinematic investment where the acceptation are not just about storytelling but also about massive financial return, and the kind of the budget is usually reversed for franchise films like superhero movies or sequels. But in the case, the situation is very different because Project Halle Mary is not part of any established cinematic universe, which makes its official journey even more interesting and unpredictable. And when we talk about its theatrical performance, early industry acceptation suggests that the film could earn somewhere between 500 to 600 million dollar worldwide if everything goes right. meaning that strong word of mouth, positive reviews, and audience engagement will play a very important role in the deciding whether the film become a blockbuster success or just a mediocre performance. Because unlike action heavy film, this movie reveals more no emotional storytelling, cinematic curiosity, and character development, which means its growth at the box office may be slower but more stable over time. This kind of performance pattern is often called legs in the film industry, where a movie does not just depends on a opening weekend but continues to earning steadily used to due to audience recommendation, and this is where the critical response becomes very important because when critics give positive reviews, it builds trust among viewers who are unsure about watching a science heavy film, and in the case of Project Halle Mary, the early reception began heavily positive, increase the chance that the film will certain's its box office performance certain's its box office performance over multiple weeks rather than dropping quickly after the first weekend. And now, when we move from theatrical business to OTT business, the interesting, the entry financial picture become even more interesting because modern film do not really only on cinema earnings anymore. Instead, they follow a multi-stage revenue model when OTT platform play a major role in the recovering cost and the generating profit. And sign the film is produced and distributed by Amazon MGM Studio. The natural streaming home for the movie is accepted to be Amazon Prime Video, which means that even before the film complete its theatrical run, there are doing strong internal calculation happening about how much value the movie brings to the platform, and in a such case, OTT rights are not always sold extremely but are internally value a part of the company. However, if we estimate the potential OTT value in market term, a film of this scale, star power, and criticize bug could easily command a streaming right valuation between 50 million to $150 million depends on its box office performance because OTT price depends on multiple factors such as theatrical success, audience demand, rewatch value, and global appeal. And in the case of Project Halle Mary, one very important factor is its rewatch value. Since the story involves scientific problem solve, emotional movement, and hidden details that viewers may want to revisit, which make it very stable for streaming platform where people can pause, rewind, and rewatch complex scene, and his increase the long-term value of the film beyond its theatrical life. And another interesting aspect that many viewers may not realize is that OTT platform does not only calculate value based on the direct view about but also on how many new subscribers a film can burn. For example, if a big science fiction film encourages millions of people to subscribe the Prime Video just to watch it, when its 30 actually business impact because much longer than its direct licensing price. And this is why companies like Amazon are willing to invest heavily in such projects because they are not just making a movie, they are strengthening their interior streaming scope system. And when we analyze the film from a deeper industry perspective, we also see the Project Halle Mary represents a shift in Hollywood strategy where studio are trying to create intelligence original content that can perform both in theaters and OTT platform. Instead, we are relying only on franchise, and this is a risk about important because audience are slowly become more selective and are looking for fresh stories rather than repetition formula and other interesting detail about the film its running time and pacing style because although some reports are may exceed its duration. The actual structure of the movie is designed to balance slow scientific explanation with emotional engagement, which means it may feel longer than typical action film but not necessary brings, and this type of pacing can actually benefit the film on OTT platform where viewers are more patient and open to deeper storytelling compared to theater audience w- who often accept fast entertainment. And if we look at the technical side, the use of IMAX camera, high resolution value, and a mix of practically and digitally effect add another layer of value to the film because it creates a strong contrast between theatrical and home viewing experience. When in theater, the film feels impressive and visually overwhelming, while OTT it's become more intimate and thoughtful, allowing viewers to focus on detail they may have missed on big screen. And this dual nature of the film increase its overall lifespan in the market, making it not just a one time watch but no longer terms assessed. And one more important point that is often overlooked is the role of international market in the box office of OTT success. Because a film like this with universal theme of survival, friendship and sacrifice has the potential to connect with audience across different culture, and when it releases on OTT with multiple language option and subtitles it reach expand even rather, which again increase its total business value. And finally when we combine all these factors, a high production budget, strong critical response, moderators but steady moderate but steady box office acceptation, and significant OTT potential, we can say the project Halle Mary is not just a movie but a complete business model example of how modern cinematic cinema work, where success is measured not only by tickets sale but also by long-term digital performance, audience engaged and platform growth. And even if the film does not break records at the box office, it still have a very high chance of becoming a major success in OTT space because of its deposing uniqueness and emotional connection, which makes it a valuable property for years to more rather than a just short-term theatrical product. And this is what truly make Project Halimar is an interesting and important film in today entertainment industry. When we continue the business analysis of Project Halimary, the most important thing to understand is how modern Hollywood on longer depends on theatrical success, because today film real value is created through a combination of cinema performance, streaming performance, and long-term digital engagement. And in this system, OTT platforms like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix play a central role in the deciding how profitable a movie truly become over time. And in this case of Project Halle Mary, the OTT potential is extremely important because this is not just a one-time entertainment film, but a story that actually grow in the value after the first viewing. Sign it contest, complex scientific idea, emotional storytelling, and detailed problem solving sequence that many viewers may not fully understand in a single watch, which naturally increase rewatch behavior. And in the streaming world, rewatch value is one of the most strongest indicator of long-term success, because every replay means more watch time, and more watch time means strong algorithm performance, and strong algorithm performance mean the platform promote the movie even more than new audience, and that creates a cycle where a film continues to grow in popularity even months after release. And this is extremely the kind of behavior streaming companies what they when they invest in high budgets content. And if we look at the financial structure, a movie with a production cost close to $300 million is not accepted to recover its entire cost of the box office alone, even if it performs well and reach 500 to 600 million dollar globally, because theater will take a large percentage of revenue, marketing cost and extremely high, and international distributors cut also reduce final profit, which is why OTT deal become extremely important as a second layer of the revenue. And in many cases, studio entirely assign a streaming value to their own film even if they do not sell external right. And for a large scale science fiction film like this, industry estimation model suggests that the OTT value could realistically range anywhere from 50 million hundreds on the blue side to high as the 150 million dollar or more on the high side, depending on how success it aesthetical and how strong audience demand. Because after release, because if a film performs strongly in cinema, the streaming platform benefit from instant audience awareness, meaning more people search and it the online and wait for digital release, which is increase the bringing power and long-term monetization potential. But what make Project Halle Mary even more interesting is what its value is not limited to direct license or subscription revenue, because modern OTT platform also calculate something called subscriber value, which means how many new users join the platform, especially because for movie and in big release this number can sometimes be more important than box office earning, because if a single movie brings millions of new subscribers, these users may stay subscribed for months of years, generate continued revenue for by not the movie original cost. And this is the Amazon MGM studio is a very strange position with this film, because instead of selling the rights extremely, they can use it is a flashing title for one system, making it a long-term asset rather than just a one-time scale. Another important factor is a global distribution, because OTT platform remove geographical barriers, meaning that a viewers in Asia, Europe or South America can allow watch the film at the same time without waiting for separate regional release. And this global dramatically increase culture impact, especially for our audience function story that detail with universal theme like several of earth cooperation between species and the emotional journey of the isolation in the space. When we also consider the character driven emotional core of the film, especially the relationship between the humans protagonist and the alien character, the film gains something that is very rare in the modern science fiction, which is strong emotional rewatch appeal, because viewers do not just watch it for visual effect but also for emotional scene and meaningful dialogue. And this is very important of the OTT success because emotional content tends to be performed better in the long term streaming chart compared to poor action films. Another hidden industry insight that the film like this often performs better on OTT after their theatrical run rather than during cinema release because audience become more comfortable watch low burn or science heavy narrative at home where they can pause and understand complex ideas and the why many analysts believe that Project Hail Mary may actually have a second wave of popularity months after its theatrical release when it's arrived on streaming platform, and this second way is sometimes even more valuable than the first because it extends the life cycle of the movie far beyond traditional cinema windows. And when we step back and look at the full business picture, we can really see this film represents a modern hybrid model where cinema is used for spectacle and initial revenue, while OTT is used for depth, accessibility, and long-term profitability. And in such a model, if even if a film does not become the highest grossing blockbuster of the year, it can be still considered a major success if it performs strongly across the both platform. And this is extremely why film like this is carefully designed with both visuals and emotional storytelling in mind because they are meant to be succeed in two different environment, the big screen and the home screen. And in consolation, Project Halimer is not just a science fiction movie but also a representation for how the film industry is evolving into a multi-performance business system where value is ensured not only in box office numbers but also in streaming engagement, audience retention, and long-term culture impact, making it a strong example of a modern entertainment economy where storytelling and business strategy work together to create maximum global reach and profitability. Project Halle Mary get understand visuals. Project Halle Mary is an upcoming science fiction movie that create a lot of excitement among fans around the world, and its music, marketing, and release details all show how big and important this film is going to be a modern cinema because from the very beginning the filmmaker and studio want to build a strong emotional and visual experience that contract with audience of all ages. And one of the most important part of any big movie is its music, which help to create mood, tension, and emotions and excitement. And for this film, the score has been composed by Daniel, who is a very talented and creative music composer, known for his unique style and ability to mix modern electronic sound with theatrical music in a way that feel fresh and powerful. And his involvement in the movie become very even more interesting because the hard already worked with directors Bill Lords and the Miller is a miniature Spider-Man into Spider-Verse film and its sequel where this music played a very important role in the shaping in shaping the energy and the emotional depth of these movie. Because of that previous successful collaboration, the filmmaker trusted him again to bring in a similar level of the creativity and emotional impact to project Ali Mary. And this also marked an important change because early films by these directors were often scored by marked so that new collaboration with Daniel showed that the filmmaker want to have a slightly different musical identity from the project, sometimes that feels more space focused, emotional and modern. And the music in the science fiction film like this is not just background sound but a like storytelling tool that help the audience feel the lineless of the space, the danger of unknown planets, and the emotional journey of the main character. And also the story is based on the several science and discover in deep space. This music is accepted to shift between quite emotional moment and powerful intense sequence that match the tension of the space exploration and move from music to marketing. The film also received a very strong promotional campaign that started with the release of its trailer 30 June 2025, which quickly became a hug global event in the entertainment industry because trailers today are not just simple previews but major marketing tools that can define how success a film will be before even comes out. And this is particularly trailer for Project Halle Mary achieved massive attention online, reached around 400 million views globally in the first week, which is an extremely rare achievement, especially for the film that is not sequel or remake, because usually sequel are established franchise get such high number due to exciting fan base, but in this case the interest come from the strong story concept, the property of the science fiction, and involvement of well-known filmmakers and actors. And the marketing strategy behind the trailer release was likely designed to build curiosity and the excitement currently by the showing just enough value effect space, environment, and emotional drama without revealing too much of the plot, such as a common techniques used to by studio to keep audience guessing and talking about the film on social media. And people share the trailer cross platform like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. The hype continue to grow generally, which is one of the most powerful terms of marketing in the modern digital age, because when audience themselves share content it feels more trustworthy and exciting than traditional achievement. Another interesting part of the marketing campaign is the collaboration with LEGO, which released a model of the Halle Mary spacecraft on March 1, 2026 as a part of LGO Icon series. And this type of partnership is very important in the modern film promotion because it connects the movie physically that fans can collect, build, and display, which increase emotional attachment to the film and help the stay people in minds to even before its release. The movie get a remarkable visuals, VFX. I thought Project Halle Mary is a 2026 most loved movie. I hope you can enjoy this video. Please like my video, subscribe my YouTube channel for upcoming Hollywood movies latest update in this video. That thanks for watching the end. In this video, I will fully review, explain deep details, production, releasing, marketing, reception, and full movie review of Project Halle Mary. In this video, I will use images and clips. I use these clips due to YouTube fair purpose policy. I am not owner of the clips, but I use these clips to review Project Halle Mary. I am not owner of these clips. I use these clips only for review Project Halle Mary movie for fans. Please like video, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.